I'm with Ken Lola once again. My name is Sean Moth. Great to see you. We're here on Cards TV to talk men's soccer, and the number 2 ranked Louisville Cardinal soccer team had a home weekend. It began with IUPUI and didn't get a chance to see the game. It was a busy day on Floyd Street, I guess you'll say, but you guys pieced together a 2-0 win. You get goals from Michael Roman, and then Austin Berry kind of jumps in and uncharacteristically doesn't score on a header from across. He kind of cleans up a mess, but a good win for you guys to start the weekend.
It was a very good win, and we played pretty well. We're still trying to find our rhythm in the final third, and we talked a little bit about it at halftime and during the game and after the game, and that's coming. With a 2-week preseason, the rhythm of play is usually the last thing to come, just because you don't have enough time. And even though we're having a lot of guys back from last year, it's still coming. It's still an area that we're getting better. But possession-wise, we were very good. I thought defensively very solid. And all in all, a good match for us.
And then Central Arkansas is the opponent on Sunday, and I guess they tried to impose some physical will upon you, and your team was very resilient, and one of the goals was a guy you have back in the lineup, back in the middle, and that's Chase Rogers.
Yeah, the match was a great test for us. In the first half, I thought we were a little bit flat, but also tactically not sharp. We played in front of them a little bit too much rather than behind them, and made the game very easy for them in the first half. After halftime, we made some adjustments and played a lot more penetrating balls, more vertical balls, and ended up getting in behind them and causing them a lot of problems, and ended up getting 2 very, very good goals.
I don't want to confuse playing in front and behind with playing from behind on the scoreboard, but that's not something your team has done a ton over the last year and a half, 2 years, and I guess good or bad, it's certainly, they showed that they're capable of coming back. I know that UCLA game in the NCAAs, there was some playing from behind, but clearly your team is up to that task.
Yeah, and I liked how we handled it. We were very composed and disciplined in what we did. We didn't panic at all, and it was almost workmanlike in the second half that we knew what we needed to do and did it. It was a very physical game, and we also didn't lose our composure in that. Very easily could have got caught up in the fouls of the referee and didn't, and maintained our focus and again scored 2 really good goals to finish it off.
Buck Tufte got the game tying goal, I believe, in the 70s in terms of minutes, and then 89th or 90th minute, the Cards have had a knack for finding goals late. It was Will Vitalis denting the back of the net, and what is it about some of these late goals this team is scoring? I mean, clearly it's a case of one team not ending the game until the game is over, and another team maybe lapsing.
Well, I think a big part of it is our pressure and the tempo at which we play. I think what happens in a lot of instances is we wear on teams, and that over the course of 90 minutes ends up being where we have opportunities late. And then to top it off, I also believe that the depth we have, that you look at the weekend and guys like Colin Roth and Nick DeLeon didn't show up in the stats, and yet we find guys that have the ability to score goals and make the difference. And I do think that the combination of the pace and tempo and the depth wears on teams.
Did you come away from the weekend particularly impressed with anybody's performance individually?
Well, I think that Austin Berry still, has day in and day out been one of our best guys. Although we didn't get the shutout in the second game, he made some very important plays and was instrumental on both days. So he's very, very steady. I think our 2 guys in the center midfield, Kenny and Paolo, continue to get better. When you talk about rhythm, their rhythm together, playing together, because Paolo was hurt all spring, so he didn't play in the spring at all. And now getting a chance to come back together, they're getting better every single game, and that was the case this weekend. So, those are some guys that continue to make an impact, and again, the depth of our team, I think, is very, very important.
The team will start the Big East slate next week. This week, a little easier fare, I guess, perspective-wise, in that you have just the one match. It's against Butler. It's on Saturday at 7 at Cardinal Park. I know you'd love to have people out there, and your road continues with this final home game before the conference season.
And they'll be a good team. They were an NCAA tournament team last year. They have a new coach, and I think a pretty good spirit, it seems to them so far this season. They're 3-1, so there'll be a very good test for us. And it's nice to have, just like you said, the one on a weekend. We're starting to get into a Saturday, Wednesday schedule, so having the one on a weekend from an exertion count, energy-wise, will be good, and we're looking forward to being at home again.
I'm sure the kids love a little bit of a break, but that won't take away from the competitive spirit Saturday. Best of luck to you and the team, Ken.
Thank you, Sean.
For Ken Lowell, I'm Sean Moth. We'll talk to you next week. Please come on out to Cardinal Park Saturday at 7, Cardinal men's soccer against Butler. We will talk to you next week. It'll be right here on Cards TV.